Hey everyone, this is Max. I want to introduce you to Max. He's Cavalier King Charles. Say hi, Max. Yeah, and you watching new episode of Home Place Florida. Yes, you didn't mistaken it. This is still real estate channel. This is not animal channel. But today's episode will be about house investment and renting properties to families with pets. This is beautiful dog, Max, and he's 4 years old, and he became our child from day number one. And why I decided to dedicate this episode, basically, to talk about a sensitivity issue. Let me put him back. And it's about sensitivity issue and problems when you're trying to rent property, and obviously have in mind that home pets can ruin your property. So a lot of people declining tenants with this, and believe me or not, could be hurtful to people who own pets like cats and dogs. I'm not talking about small birds. Small birds is a little bit different, but this is something that important to understand, that not every animal will destroy your property. So there's certain things that you can prevent, and you can negotiate first when you rent this property, and when tenants, or basically new family, moves into your house or apartment, you can make certain negotiations documented in your lease that they will be responsible, first of all, and second of all, that if anything goes wrong, they will be in charge and they will have to fix it. All it is. But what doesn't make positive about this, it's basically, since there are a lot of landlords not allowed to have animals or pets in their properties, or they refuse them, it could be something valuable to your future tenants. So they will be more permanent. They will renew your lease and probably will be long-term tenants if they're good tenants, of course. One of the things that we need to discuss. All right, so let's go. So rule number one to begin with: if you're a brand new homeowner or looking to buy a property for investment, there are two types of property. As you understand, there will be standalone property, which is standalone house, or could be a condominium, right? Condominium or townhome associations, they may have certain rules and about animals, about the size of the animals, about quantity of the pets each household can have. So when you buy apartment, or when you buy condo, or buy a house, a townhome, which is part of that homeowner association, you need to understand and always read rules carefully. If you buy through realtor, you can always ask your realtor to search through the condo docs or through bylaws on the homeowner association and understand if there are any restrictions. Let's say there's no restrictions and you successfully bought house or a condo and you're now ready to rent, or ready to lease. What does it mean to you? It's mean to you, first of all, as a responsible owner, you don't want your property to be ruined, right? You want your property to stay in the same good, high quality condition that you rented. So if tenants decided after your term of rent, usually it's 1 year lease, expires and they decide to move out, you don't have to do any heavy duty repairs to fix this property. So it will be more of the, just maybe paint walls or something, make little cleaning, but that's all, right? And you can ready to move to the next tenant. Believe it or not, but people who watching this and people who rented houses or apartments before and they have dogs or cats, they probably know and familiar with this issue, that not every landlord wants it. The reason for this, like I mentioned, it's property could be ruined. And while I love both dogs and cats, I guess you can say that I'm more dog person than cat person, but I love, believe me or not, I'm not gonna, if I would say homeless animal, not leave them in the street, usually pick up and try to take care of them. But both dogs and cats can, especially male dogs and cats, they prone to mark their territories, right? Especially cats. And be honest with you, if dog urinates on the floor, that's much easier to clean than cat, because cats, especially non-fixed cats, right? So they have reasons to mark their territory. That's in their genetical, let's put it like this, in their brain. So they can what they call spraying. In my experience, I had few times when I walked for properties with my clients, and also for myself when I was looking to buy for myself. I walked in the property, and that property had a few cats. Probably owners didn't take care of them very well, didn't clean litter box or allow them to spray around, but it was to the point that as much as I love cats, as much as I love all the animals, the stink was so distinctive that I started having a headache. And obviously it wasn't my choice to buy this property. By the way, when this smell goes through, when animal urine goes through the carpets, goes through the boards, sometimes you need to replace down to the board, you need to tear the carpet, you need to wash with the Clorox, with the chlorine. That's going to be a whole new thing. So if you have people with cats, usually ask them, is your cat is fixed, or is your dog is fixed? Why it is? Because dogs, for example, I know how Max is, my Cavalier King Charles, right? Even he was still fixed, he still lift up his leg, and when a few times I walked with him to a new house somewhere and he think that's his territory right away. So he tried to lift up his leg. I said no, and he knows that. He knows my tone of my voice. He said no, he's not allowed to do this here. That's his house now. But he walked away and he never tried to lift his leg. Cats, I'm not a cat owner, so I couldn't speak to be surely. And please, if you leave your comments, if anybody owns cats and wants to leave your comments, please feel free. So I'll be more than glad to hear your opinion. But cats, they smart animals in their own way. They can find even home back to their home. Unlike dogs, may be lost more often. But cats, when they urinate, and I know you cannot really train them unless you train them to go to litter box. That's a different story. But if a cat is unfixed cat, male cat, and he'll try to mark his territory, that's gonna be unfortunate. You probably wouldn't be able to stop them because they usually awake when you sleep, so they can do damage to the house. But anyway, let's go next. When you make every lease, doesn't matter, people with animals, with pets or not, or non-pets, you always obligate your tenants to have renter's insurance. Renter's insurance is not expensive. Renter's insurance may cost them about $10 a month, but it will go into the lease and they will have to buy this insurance to cover. By the way, when they call insurance, always recommend them that when your future prospective tenants contact insurance company that sells renter's insurance, ask them if they sell any policies that renters insurance policies that cover damage damage done by home pets. That could be, let's say, if you have hardwood floors and there are big dogs with big claws, they can scratch it. May or may not, doesn't matter, because people may have taken care of their dogs, or they take them to the shops or do themselves and shuffle file their nails. So that could be case too. But anyway, sticking down to the point that I have to ask your tenant to buy the insurance, just in case the property has been damaged. Also, a lot of landlords, and I'll do this always, and always recommending to if you decide to rent your home or your condo. Ask for extra deposit, and this deposit could be one chunk of money, or could be separated on refundable and non-refundable. Usually, let's say, for example, you charge $1,000 for rent, and then you'll charge $250 for the pets deposit. And what does it mean? Let's say $200 you'll refund if nothing happens, if everything's all right, and $50 will go toward cleaning fees, which is basically non-refundable $50 that you will hire when people moved out, and you hire a professional company you'll dedicate. Let's say, I'm not sure if it's going to cover all your costs, but at least $50 will go to extra cleaning, just in case, to get out the smell of the animals, if there are any animals. So that's about how it handle lease. Another thing is, make sure that you offer people some incentives. Basically, tell them that that's what I do, and that's what usually I recommend to my clients. People who, like I mentioned it in the earlier in this video, people who own pets, they often get rejected by landlords, and because not everybody wants to deal with it. It's not that bad. Like I have Max barely, he probably pee or poop in the house three or four times when he was a little puppy. Then he learned not to do this, and he's not doing this. Dogs are very, very smart animals. But you have to give them special incentives. Basically, people who move into your house and you decided to rent them this house, they know they're being rejected, right? So they will be more loyal tenants to you, because you understand you're building good relationship with your tenant, telling them that you have right to inspect a property, let's say once every 6 months, right? And if you see the property is clean and doesn't have any animal smell, they're taking care of their animal, they're taking care of their pets, dog or cat, whatever, then you can maybe give them some $25 gift or $50 gift card at the end of their lease in 1 year and 12 months. And then when you renew, you give them and say, okay, if you renew lease with me, I'll give you $50 gift card to some pets shop, right? I'm not mentioning any specific brand. I don't know, you can buy from Amazon or buy from any pet store, but basically give them a little bit incentive so they become more appreciated to you. They build a good relationship because you show them that you're the pet owner and you understand their struggle, that you understand what could be difficult for them to rent from other places, but you take a risk, not really a risk, but you take a little step further and you let them live in your property, they pay your rent, you get certain insurance to make sure that they taken care of, they're not ruining your property, or their pet's not ruining their property. But in the same time, you give them incentive to stay in the property, and that will make nice long-term relationship. I know these relationships. I know that people become good friends. I know tenants become long-term tenants, living multi-year and taking their properties as they'll take their own home. And when they finally leave, if they leave at a certain point, they leave this home or apartment in a tip-top shape. I had tenants that even painted the walls after that and painted baseboards. So when they move out, it's house smells like new. You would not even say they had any dogs or cats in there. All right, so thank you so much. This is it for this episode. Please feel free to leave your comments. Actually, I would like to know your comments. I would like to know your opinion about this. Feel free to drop me a line in the comments or visit my website homeplaceflorida.com, or visit Facebook/homeplaceflorida. I'm also on Instagram. Give me a call if you have any questions or concerns or anything. Please feel free to give me a call. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and click that like button. That's very important for YouTube. All right. Thank you so much. See you next time.